I start at the beginning of the school year really working with my first graders to make sure they're all good with the basic sounds. Then I move to digraphs, then I move to beginning and ending blends because I want them to start word mapping as soon as possible. The reason I push word mapping so hard is that it teaches them to be really good word detectives. It makes them start to be able to recognize these patterns in spelling because my goal is they won't need to map words. They will know it automatically pretty soon. So I have been starting with words like this, like trick. I first give them a word with only sounds they've already learned, and I have them start identifying the vowels, underlining it, marking it as a vowel. That is my first step to teaching them how to word map. My second step is to start getting them to swoop under stuff that can be kept together, glued together, like beginning blends and like the CK. Down here for stamp, the ST and the MP, the ending blend, because the goal is, especially for students who have working memory issues or dyslexia, is that we have to make a 5-letter word in as few chunks as possible for these learners so they can read it quickly and fluently. So instead of t, I, k, some of the kids have already forgotten the T and the R by the time they get to the k at the end. S, t, a, p. I don't know about you, but I've almost forgotten the ST at the beginning. So we want to make a 5-letter word into a couple sounds instead. These are 3 sounds down. Tr, I, k, trick, trick, st, a, p, stamp. That is so much better. We are taking the pieces of our language and putting it into chunks that's easier to digest. And my goal, like I said, is pretty soon we're going to be multisyllabic words. Actually, my students have already started multisyllabic words. These are just a couple we did this week, today. And then they are going to go into bigger multisyllabic words. I only choose words with the syllable types that we've already learned. So my students are only getting open and closed syllables right now. But in a couple weeks, we're going to start consonant LE and then bossy R. So by the time we hit winter break, they'll have 4 syllable types. And I will very carefully choose words that are basic sounds that they've already learned with those syllable rules. I hope that helps get you started.